considering it's 100 years old.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. How common were the cylinder players?
Early on, that was it. And of course, people then figured out other ways to do the same thing.
So what year is this one from?
Probably late 1800s. Okay, they built these on up into the teens. Edison, always curious why he had such thick albums. And that was because he used up and down motion to create sounds. And the next people who came along, they put them side to side and got around some of his patents. And as I understand it, when stereo came along, they used up and down and side to side.
Combination of the two.
And again, being mechanical and reasonably well taken care of, they still work.
Oh, wow.
And he had a much easier system, putting the needle to the record you're going to see. Well, it does have a little bit of volume.
Oh, wow. So there's like a little muffler.
Put the plaster on your back, laugh it off, oh brother, laugh it off.
So you can adjust the sound that way.
If it was, the phone was a little better shape, it might do better. And you could get, I think, 3 or 4 plays on a winding. Of course, young people had a tendency to overwind.
Oh, yeah.
But, you could buy, and I think still some people are rewinding the springs or replacing the springs. So. And again, you were talking about your volume control.
With doors.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice Victrola.
Mm-hmm.
It's just passive volume control. Just move the doors.
So I wonder if parents of kids back then would yell at their kids for playing it too loud. They're going to damage their hearing.
Shut the doors, it's
I'm
too
sure
loud.
Of that. Let's see. Trying to think of the one you were just talking about. It was in here. Oh, we're standing beside it.
Oh, this is the one.
Yeah.
This is the one that was...
The one is exceptionally loud.
Yeah, this is the exceptionally loud one.
So last time we visited, we were told this one was used for gymnasiums and big public events.
Well, mainly we thought school.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There's a panel on the back that will lift out for the instructor to lay things on. But because of the volume capability, I'm sure it was used in many different ways. What we got now?
So loud.
Joining in the reindeer game. In one fall,
It hurts my ears, it's so loud.
It is. There we go.
Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved it as they shouted out with glee. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history.
Perfect.
This
And appropriate for this time of year.
yeah, we usually make mention that with Edison you only had one song. With the disc you got 2, and in some cases the popular song would be certainly on one side, and maybe a throwaway song would be on the other one.
Okay.
And in this case, Rudolph was a throwaway song.
Really?
Yep. The song on the other side was apparently the one they thought would do well. But Rudolph has lasted the ages.
Looks like there's some trap doors back there.
These are your hinge, or your hinges. Oh, that one there? Have no idea, but let's see, there is no needle containers out here, so it probably was set up for needles to be in there. Oh no, there's the needle container. Your guess is as good as mine. Unless it was intended for a...
Like, oh, they pushed, oh, it's used needles, it looks like, in there. See that?
Correct.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've learned something, thank you.
Used or new, I don't know. Which or the other?
I would expect that this one would have been...
The good ones? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there's the good needles. Heavy duty needles.
Mm-hmm.
How long might a needle last?
Don't know. Partially according to how gentle you were on putting it down, and how many times you played, of course. But there were wooden needles, some made out of bamboo.
Oh yeah, I've heard about the bamboo ones.
But
and those are just steel, or?
Yes. And I'm sure any other way somebody could get around the patent, they would have certainly worked at it. This is 1946, 47, somewhere along in there.
Oh, weird.
Mm-hmm. There's your radio.
Steinway.
Cabinet by Steinway.
Okay, the cabinet was done by Steinway.
They charged the company $400 for the cabinet.
That's a lot.
This whole unit sold for $1,200.
$1,200, and what year was it?
This was after World War II, where there was A, pent-up demand, B, folks had a little bit of money.
Wow.
Because, you couldn't buy anything during the war. So people, bought savings bonds and things like that. And so they had some pent-up money. This one is one I was mentioning that will turn the record over. This picks up the disc off the turntable. And if you want to turn over, this will come around, allows the record to be stood up, and then as this retreats, it slides down on the other side. And it would hold two different size records. This, if you were changing it, it would come up, place the used record here. This whole piece here would roll out and release the next disc.
So it could hold multiple records?
It could hold multiple records and could hold two different sizes. You can see the...
Two different sizes, yeah.
But what it did, it'd land on there and this would gently put it down on the turntable. And the mechanism's similar, what would have been a jukebox at that time.
Wow. No wonder it was $1,200 at that time.
Well, there's the 30s model, does the same thing.
What's the vintage of this one more time?
46, 47, somewhere right after World War II. I like this part here that you can get into it easier. On the other one, they don't have any easy access to it.
Very nice.
This goes along with your pocket radio?
I don't know. I certainly wouldn't want to take it to the beach.
The Emerson Portable Model 558 circa 1948 4-tube chassis portable radio.
30s, late 30s, early 40s technology with wire recorder.
Oh, that's the wire recorder, yeah.
It's a wire recorder, yeah. Use some real fine wire like that. You get about an hour on this size here. To repair it, I was told you just cut out what got tangled up and tie a knot it and go on. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But there was no easy way to splice something this fine.
I can't imagine there would be.
But this one here had the capabilities of recording at the time you wanted it to do. And it was a kind of a console also. with a phonograph. Radio with short wave. All of it would close up into a nice piece of furniture.
Any idea how much this cost back in the day?
No, but I would speculate you were in the $700-800 line. We've got a phonograph player out there right after World War II that sold for $1,200.
So if there was a radio program that you really liked, you could actually like set the clock on this, and then your wire recorder would start recording at that
Capture
time.
it for you.
Capture, yeah. On thin wire.
Cheaper price.
Oh, wow.
But he said he also got the repair.
There you go.
Voice of the best programs. And you had your ABC, CBS, NBC, and you had Dumont, which was a manufacturer of electronic products.
Oh yeah, okay, now you can see from this side. So the stage is right outside here in the auditorium.
Yes, and I thought we were going to put a window so you could see the stage
Wow.
better. This is...
And is that the record cutter?
No.
Okay. That's just another...
Yeah. There's 2 record cutters. Trouble is, the nice one, they got something setting on top of it.
Oh.
A lot of stuff gets covered up until something else comes in. But this would be kind of typical what you'd find at a station. You know, a couple turntables, and they're close enough together, one man could run it. Has an 8-track.
Yeah, it'd be 8-track.
Well, I call them 8 tracks, but they were a cassette type thing. And those were developed by a fellow by the name of Lear, who also built Lear jets, who also built car radios back in the 30s.
Oh, wow.
Geared so that the grooves are equally spaced as it goes across. Large platter. A lot of these have a metal aluminum base underneath with a coating on them.
So how did these record cutters work?
Basically, you had an input of your image, and it would start out here either on the inner or the outer edge. And it would follow this groove, and you had the ability to lift it up, or, you know, when you wanted to get it started. It has a light here, or something to pick up the trimmings. A lot of them had some type of little brush that would pick up the cuttings of the plastic to keep them from falling over into another track.
Got it.
You'd call the bump. There's another one over here that it does not. I'm not sure how it tracks so well as well. These 2 right here.
Oh yeah, okay.
You have
There's a
cutting arm.
And that's like a vinyl.
It's a plastic.
Plastic.
But again, that one's over a metal frame. And you can imagine the problems it would give a disc jockey who was doing everything himself in a small station. And his log would tell him what cut of what commercial.
Oh, right.
And he would have to sit there and count in for that cut.
The big, huge gauge on it. Good. Questionable. Replace.